combining IDUN's technology to look at your EEG to not make it cumbersome.
We're looking forward to working together and creating some amazing solutions for sleep in the future.
Are there new technologies upcoming to measure sleep quality?
Hello, welcome to the IDUN Technologies podcast. My name is Melnykowycz, product manager and application developer by IDUN Technologies, and I'm very happy to be joined today by Dr. Amy Bender from Cerebra. Welcome, Amy, to IDUN Technologies and to beautiful Switzerland.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
So you're working at Cerebra Health. Cerebra is essentially revolutionizing the way that we understand sleep with mobile devices. And at IDUN, we're developing electrodes, which essentially help to measure brain activity from inside the ear. Think about creating brain-computer interfaces with mobile electrodes very similar to earbuds. And we're very happy to have you here and to start talking about how we can impact the world of sleep together. When did you start to become interested in sleep? Can you also tell us a little bit of where you're coming from, how you've come to this place with Cerebra, and yeah.
I guess I became interested in sleep when I took a biology of psychology course. They had like a little tiny section, probably just a few paragraphs on sleep and EEG, and it was just interesting to me to learn about that a little bit more. And then it wasn't until my aunt, I was kind of at a crossroads in my career looking for something new, and my aunt was a sleep technologist in Portland, Oregon. And she said, "Why don't you come out to my sleep lab and I'll show you what I do?" And it was really fascinating because, she hooked up a patient with EEG, with all of the channels, looking at muscle activity, eye movements, all the respiratory, legs, and kind of showed me how those signals translated on the screen. And then also kind of showed me how to score sleep stages. And I was really, I was really fascinated by that. And literally went home, called every single sleep lab I could to see if I could volunteer. And one group kind of said, "Sure, come on in." And then just serendipitously landed a job at Washington State University as the lead sleep technologist, because the person I was volunteering for was on the hiring committee for the director of that lab. So it was just perfect timing. And then I worked there as the sleep technologist, so I would train research assistants how to hook up participants, and I would be scoring the stages of sleep. And then just wanted to further my education, so got a master's and PhD in sleep science and psychology.
Yeah, and now you're at a very exciting company called Cerebra, hoping to do some amazing things in sleep as well. How did you come to Cerebra?
I was working as a senior research scientist at a counseling center where I was hoping to incorporate sleep interventions for better sleep. But there was just a handful of projects here or there, so I was really looking to get full-time back into sleep. And this opportunity came up, and it was the perfect opportunity for me to lead the research department for a technology company trying to change the way we diagnose and treat sleep disorders. So it was just an amazing opportunity, and I would be full-time in sleep. There was a lot of EEG elements as well. So yeah, that's kind of how I landed at Cerebra, and I've been there for about a year now and really enjoying it.
Yeah, I also see in the neurotechnology area, a lot of companies and a lot of postdocs and researchers who really are looking for ways to apply their abilities, not only in research, but also in products that are going to be impacting the lives of people. So it's really cool you can do that as well.
Absolutely. you don't want the research to just sit there on a shelf. You want it to actually progress to be helping people. And I think, with Cerebra and potentially collaborating with IDUN, like these are the companies that are really going to make a difference in how we sleep.
Cool. So we're currently in Switzerland. Very close to us is Italy. Going to be flying to the World Sleep Congress very soon. It's an event we hadn't really heard about before, but basically all of the people who know about sleep in the world are coming together to talk about it. What are you interested in? What do you hope to gain from over the next week in Rome?
Well, I'm excited. We have a symposium on unraveling the hidden mystery of sleep quality, so I'm a little bit biased. Definitely interested in what the speakers, we have world-class speakers talking about how to implement odds ratio product into clinical practice and kind of the association with this metric of sleep quality and how it relates to patient self-report. So I am really interested, obviously, in that symposium, and just want to soak it all in and try and see, like, are there new technologies upcoming to measure sleep quality, change the way people sleep? Those are the things I'm going to be really paying attention to.
Yeah. So you mentioned odds ratio product. What does that mean?
It's our metric of sleep quality at Cerebra. So it's microanalyzing the EEG and looking at different ways to capture sleep depth on a scale of 0 to 2.5. So it's just more of a fine-grained metric versus what you would get with, for example, sleep stages. ORP is looking at sleep on even a 3-second level and looking at all of the brainwave activity that's occurring and linking that with sleep quality.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting when I started to get into sleep. I started to look at how we characterize sleep, from a scientific viewpoint, the transition from wakefulness to sleep states and all the different stages. And yeah, it was sort of difficult. I mean, as a normal person, I think it's very almost impossible to really make sense of that. But it's really interesting to be able to create a product which is also helping you to interpret yourself, how you're sleeping, and then I guess connect it also with different choices you might be making in your life and try to then optimize how you sleep.
Absolutely. We had just recently ran a study where we're looking at sleep using our technology. So bringing the sleep lab into the home, so being able to objectively measure sleep in the home. And we had participants do about 20 nights of sleep in the home using, our technology, PSG, bringing it into the home. But also we want to look at our metric, ORP, to see how some of these lifestyle factors impact sleep quality in order to really inform someone, hey, it looks like your coffee at 2 p.m., which IDUN, they drink a lot of coffee.
We do have a very nice coffee machine and drink a lot of coffee throughout the day. That's true.
But really understanding how some of these factors are truly impacting your sleep quality is something we're really interested in, and we have the data to analyze that.
Yeah, it's so cool. So, I mean, if you kind of think of this as maybe, do you see this as maybe a crossroads in how we understand sleep? Like, let's say that we're trying to transition a lot of understanding from the clinical area to the home area. I mean, essentially, what do you see happening with sleep technology over the next couple of years?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think sensors are going to get smaller. They're going to become less obtrusive. They're going to become more accurate. So I think that's a part of it, that it'll be easy to measure sleep objectively. Our technology, it's not seamless. It's not, I don't know, you've probably tried it as well.
Yes.
There's still a sensor on the forehead. There's still, a cannula that has to go in your nose. There's belts. And so I think the technology is just going to get better when it comes to accuracy, number one, but then also just not make it as cumbersome
Yeah.
to wear all of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, when I first started to get into this and I saw how complicated it is to use a polysonography system in the sleep laboratory, I was like, I definitely see the advantage of having something which people can use out of home, because those are systems which are great in sleep labs when you have a sleep technician and someone running the lab and the lab itself, but it's basically impossible for someone to put on themselves during the night. Um, so how do you see these things changing? Like, do you see a difference in how we're going to be actually treating a lot of sleep disorders in the future?
Yeah, I mean, with our system, we made it self-applied, so we're looking at EEG on the forehead. So, and it's in the home. I think that's an important element because you sleep differently when you're in the laboratory. So I think when it comes to, I mean, there is a recent study that came out looking at the variability of sleep apnea from night to night. And it was mind blowing how much variability there was in the way someone stops breathing from night to night. Which, if you only have one test, you only have one night, you only have one opportunity, is that a really accurate picture of someone's sleep? So I think the way we're going to treat sleep medicine in the future is going to be looking at more than one night, looking at how does my sleep vary across different nights.
Yeah, like the longitudinal study over weeks, days, years, months, a lifetime. Cerebra and IDUN, we're entering into a collaboration together. Essentially working to bring together the best parts of our company and create something new and amazing for the world. How do you see this moving forward?
Well, I think, having the accuracy, number one, I mean, exactly what I talked about in the future of sleep medicine, combining IDUN's technology to look at your EEG, to not make it cumbersome, to measure sleep accurately is really important. So I think, IDUN comes from that expertise to be able to really measure sleep accurately and have a nice form factor where it's not on someone's head disturbing their sleep. It's just even, maybe potential for earplugs to block out noise, but then measure EEG at the same time. And then combined with our metric of sleep quality, I think there's a lot where we could go and to potentially assess sleep long term across multiple days, and then combining that with how are you actually sleeping with, looking at the accurate measure of sleep quality and how do some of these factors impact your sleep quality, I think is going to be really interesting for our collaboration and really change the way we sleep and help people sleep better.
That's an amazing goal to put forward for ourselves. And we're totally on board to make that happen. IDUN, we're doing a lot of also sensor technology, doing in-ear EEG technology, which really allows you to create more ubiquitous, easy to use, and mobile brain-computer interface solutions. So yeah, I totally see this. If we can bring things into lifestyle products like earbuds that people already know and love and use every day, hundreds or billions of people throughout the world, then I think we can really bring all this technology closer to the lifestyle as opposed to trying to separate it, which sometimes we've had to do in medicine just because we didn't have the technology to really integrate things in the patient's lives. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to working together and creating some amazing solutions for sleep in the future. And just south of us is Italy and Rome. And in Rome will be the World Sleep Congress, a gathering of basically all the people in the world who are interested in sleep, sleep technology, sleep science, including how we measure sleep to pharmacology. Many interesting people are going to be there. And both IDUN and Cerebra will be traveling to the World Sleep Congress in a few days. So we're really looking forward to understanding what the state of sleep is, what's coming next, and also how we can impact it together.
Yes, we're very excited to be partnering with you guys.
Yeah, let's build the future in 2022.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So, goodbye from Switzerland. Tschüss, miteinander.